Welcome back. I am Dr. Ruckus, bringing you a new top tier deck every single day. And today, we're doing something incredible. Today, we're not playing a deck created by any human being on planet Earth. Today, we're playing a deck created, tested, and optimized by a computer. I taught a computer to play Magic, told it to go out and play 1 million games with every possible combination of these cards, and come back and tell me which one is the best one. And about an hour later and millions of games later, it did. But before I reveal the deck to you, let me share a little bit about the process. This is my first iteration of this code, a beta test, if you will, so I wanted to keep it simple. I picked mono red dragons because the mana base is simple. I don't have to worry about coding up dual mana concerns. And also the win con is pretty simple too. Dragons just basically smash face until the opponent is dead. I taught the computer the basic rules of Magic. I taught it how to shuffle and draw cards, how to move through the phases, how to use mana and tap, all that. And then I taught it specifically how to play each of these cards individually and how to play mono red dragons as a whole. I taught it how to mulligan poor hands. I taught it how to scry effectively. I taught it how to curve out and use its mana each turn. I taught it how to cycle through cards and preserve mana through phases, how to generate treasure, and how to use activated abilities. I taught it how to prioritize land drops. Everything I know as a human about playing Magic and playing this mono red dragons deck, I taught the computer. And when I was done, I said, go forth, my child. Play 1 million games with every possible version of this deck and tell me which one is best. And it did. The one caveat I have, and which I am currently working on, is that we don't have an opponent yet. So we're keeping it simple. This is the beta version of the code. I just wanted a minimum viable product to get this working. And so what I did is I said the win condition is over 1 million games, which combination of cards on average deals 20 damage the quickest. And that's actually not far from the truth for mono red dragons. If your opponent doesn't have flying blockers, they generally can't block. And so 20 damage quickest is actually a pretty good metric. I guess control, it can be the same thing. Sometimes they stumble and don't do a whole lot for the first couple turns. And if you can hit 20 damage quickest, you win those matches as well. So it's far from perfect, but it's what I'm starting with today. What I would like to eventually be able to do is code up maybe the top 5 decks. Let's call it Clerics, Dragons, Blue-White Control, Izzet Control, and some kind of Werewolves. And then I can pit them against each other and get some really interesting results. Because right now the code doesn't know how to value Dragon's Fire because it doesn't have an opponent. It doesn't really understand how blocking works yet, but eventually we'll get to that point. So we're keeping it simple today. Without further ado, let's reveal the results and talk about why they're interesting. This is the deck the computer spat out as the best possible deck. Optimized Dragons. So this result actually isn't mind-blowing, and it's my fault. I think I'm 1 card short of forcing the computer to make some really interesting decisions. This is what I think the computer did. I think it played 1 million games and found out curving out is really important in this game, but I only gave it so many cards to play with. So it played 4 copies of everything cheap, and then the only decisions it really had to make were how many lands to play and how many 6-drops to play. I think the more interesting version to look at is this one, where I forced it to play Dragon's Fire. I said, I haven't really explained to you how blocking works yet or what Dragon's Fire does, but I'm making you play 4 copies of it. After that, figure out everything else around it. And this deck is actually a little more interesting. To make room for the 4 Dragon's Fire, it cut 1 copy of Play with Fire. It cut 2 Moonveil Regions, 1 Leyline Tyrant, and it cut a land down to 25 to make room for a 3rd Red Dragon. I think this deck is more interesting. And my guess as to what happened is that as humans, we know that Fearsome Whelp is an incredibly good card. But even so, I think we still underestimate it. I think over millions of games, the computer found that this card is so good that you actually can and should run more 6-drops because you can get away with it, and 6-drops are inherently more powerful. The other takeaway from the computer version is that we run 4 copies of Inferno of the Star Mounts. I think most red decks, red dragon decks, run maybe 2 on top or maybe 3 Infernos and 1 red dragon, but the computer says run 4 Infernos and 3 red dragons. And what I've found anecdotally, I played, not this version, but the one without Dragon's Fire, played about 40 games with a 58% win rate, which is solid. And I found that I never had a problem with extra Inferno of the Star Mounts in hand, because if it comes down and your opponent doesn't answer it, they basically lose the game. And if they do answer it, then you have the backup in hand. That's probably what you want to be playing next turn anyway. So I didn't have a problem with the 4 copies of Inferno as the computer suggested. Today is just the first iteration of this code, a beta test, but I am excited to answer some really interesting questions on this channel. The top 3 that come to mind immediately are 1, what is the best Dragons deck? I don't think it's mono red. I have long advocated for Rakdos Dragons because I think that if you want to play this high of a curve, you absolutely have to hit your ramp on turn 2. So I think Kalane belongs in the best Dragons deck, playing black as well. But we don't have to wonder. Let's play 100 million games and see if it's more efficient at curving out and ultimately deals more damage because of that. Another question I'd like to answer is in Werewolves, does Werewolf Pack Leader belong in Gruul or Naya Werewolves? It's a 2-mana 3/3 that draws a card every turn, which is incredible, but it's green and a green. Does it fit into these dual or tri-colored mana bases? And if so, what does that deck look like to curve out and play that card along with the other cards and colors in Werewolves? And the third question I'd like to answer off the bat is, what is the best Clerics deck? What does the mana base look like? What does the curve look like? Those are things we should be able to improve upon just by playing millions of games and getting this data back. So those are some of the questions I'm looking forward to answering in the coming weeks and months. If this excites you, if you want to be on the forefront of Magic and want to be the first to know about top tier decks when they come out, or just enjoy entertaining gameplay, consider subscribing to the channel. I come out with new decks every single day and would love to have you join me and put your feedback in the comments as we figure this out together. All right, enough talking for one day. Let's play some Magic. Let the games begin. Renee. All right, the ladder has reset. First game of the day. No ramp, but we do have plenty of removal. If it is a creature deck, we'll be able to survive for a little while here. It's potentially not up against an island. Okay, Inferno comes down. Inferno joins the hand, rather. Consider. Okay. Could be a Leer deck. Could be a, Oh, it is a Leer deck. Okay. Banning the Leer, either meaning they are stuck on lands or have a second Leer in hand already ready to go. Well, definitely a slow start by us here. Spend their whole turn field ruining. That's okay with us. Basic land acquired. They do nothing here. We will attempt the first spell. Regent comes down. Divided by 0. Okay, working up to our Inferno next. Another land acquired. Regent comes back down. Second attempt here. Opponent getting ready to Leer next turn. We have 2 Dragon's Fires to interact, though. Okay, they counter that. Interesting. Counter spells in their Leer deck. Sciences. No Leer this turn. See what mana they hold up. We'll probably have to go for an Inferno here. Unless we top deck something different. Another land acquired. Could also power up Den for 4. We can't hold up Dragon's Fire, though. Let's do it like this. See if they have another counter or divide by 0. They don't yet. Removal spell it is. Yeah, attack all here. Okay, opponent down to 16. They consider instead. Okay, looking for that Leer. Field of Ruins, my bugbear. Okay. Alright, end turn. Blood Chief's Thirst, nice. Walking right into the second Inferno here. Comes down. Infernos. Inferno, Inferno, Inferno. Off the back. Back to back. Renee in for a little bit of trouble. Take the pump while we can. 7 damage to the face. Opponent down to 9. Can they take the heat? It's got to be a Leer at some point. Here comes a Deluge. Okay, looking for answers. And they scoop. First game of the day. Computer optimized dragons rolling through. Califato. Califado. Alright, that is a pretty lovely opening hand. Can play with fire, scry out our 3rd land. Keep. It's fine with me. See if there's a juicy target that's worth play with firing over hitting our 3rd land. I'm not sure there will be. Looks like there definitely is not. Alright, let's hit that 3rd land drop. That's not it. Let's try one more time. Beautiful, beautiful. Just as the doctor ordered it. Sometimes I get confused between these 2 tyrants. I just see tyrant and I accidentally play that one. Alright, Celestis comes down. Okay, blue-black control. Well, let's hit him where it hurts. Straight in the mana base. Ooh. 2 damage per turn it is. Sedgemoor Witch comes down. Okay. All right. I don't know if I even care too much about that necessarily. Against a ground-based creature attacking deck, it can be pretty devastating, but... Alright, Fading Hope there. It's okay, get in for 4. To take 2 more. Down to 10, down to 10, okay. If we get off Goldspan plus play with fire, it could be lethal. And they deluge on their turn to hit the land drop, I suppose. I think we'll just have them, unless they go Island, Fading Hope. They did get to dig for 4 cards. There goes the Island. They attack all, getting... I mean, they can't block anyway. Is their stick? Gotta try for it. There is stick. So, seems like they do have Fading Hope here. Or not. Well, let's try. 2 to the face. They're holding priority with something. And a scoop. All right, nice, nice. Nice little curve out there. Nabakam. That is a beautiful hand. Just need a land and we can scry for it. I'll play with fire. Okay, let's do it. See what we're up against here first. Green. Yeah, let's go ahead and hit that 3rd land drop. You are not a land, as beautiful as you are. There we go. That's easy. Easy peasy. Alright, turn 3 Leyline Tyrant. Not as good as the Town-razer Tyrant, but hey, let's see what we can get. What could our opponent be up to? Taxidermist. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Tyrant comes down. Next turn, probably just drop another Tyrant. No reach here. Settle the Wilds. Nice, nice. Alright, they're ramping into something here. No attacks. Alright, that's a little bit better of a Tyrant. Take out their only blue source. Get in there for 4. 4 damage acquired. They're going to want to take that. They need their blue source. Ooh, they sack it. No blue for you. Interesting, interesting. Howlpack Piper comes down. Well. What do we think here? Should we just get him dead? I think we just get him dead. Could have gone Orb plus Whelp and kind of set up for future turns, but I don't think this game's going to go on much longer. Okay. Wolf comes down. Does not have reach. Only has hexproof. They are Simic, ramp into Caretaker. You also don't have reach, as intimidating as you are. No reach in sight. And there's the scoop. Alright, alright. Another win in the books. Up to Platinum 3. Okay. Oi, oi, oi. Do we mulligan to ramp? I think so. It's not much better. There we go. You can go back. You can scry to that next land. Nah, no, no. We don't need that. We don't need that. Okay, Twitchy comes down. Hit that land anyway. Beautiful. Take one to the face. Tap land comes down. Looks like they will not have a response for the Whelp. Get off our discount. Robotanist. White it is. Scry one to the bottom. No blocks here. Take one from old Twitchy. Alright, they do use their right now. That's fine with me. It's kind of already done its job. Terran comes down. Take out their dual mana source. Alright, 2 damage to the face. The clock starts. Sciences, okay, okay. Trying to raise the land destruction quality here. Alright. Get in there for 4. Drop a Regent. Goldspan next turn. Opponent's starting to become under a lot of pressure. They will have land. They could go like land, Eye Twitch, Rights to Oblivion. Let's see. They have Massacre for 0 instead. Okay. That's pretty interesting. I would have just saved it one more turn and swept my entire board. They use it as fodder. Okay. Fine by me. Continue to hit those land drops. Opponent down by 8 now. Down to 6. Alright. Within range of a lot of top decks here. Well, rather, the Inferno top deck. Actually, several top decks now win the game. There comes Massacre for 4. Up to 6. Yeah, we'll play with fire on their turn, I suppose. They do sack it, though. See if we can catch them with their pants down here. Creature comes down. Okay, okay. That's alright. More interested in Scry than anything else. Up to 7. All tapped out. All right. Hasty threat off the top. Close. Very close. Not game, though. Whack him here. Opponent down to 1 life. A lot of top decks now. Finish him off. Anything with haste. Play with fire. Inferno. Red Dragon. Goldspan Dragon. Rites of Oblivion. Okay, okay. Opponent back up to 2, I believe, now. Nope, that was exiled. Okay, opponent's still at 1. Woo! Woo doggy. Nice. I usually don't like play with fire that much, but the scry ability in this deck is really key. I'm liking it more here. Alright, that's a great opening hand. Opponent goes first. Alright, let's keep this. Tap land, comes down untapped. Up against mono black, it seems. Nothing for turn 2. Get our orb online. Town-razer Tyrant on turn 3. No moves by the opponent here. Alright. Let's burn down some towns. Well, some lands. Grasp it is. That's alright. All part of the game. Sack the land. Alright. Guessing they have a lot of Infernal Grasps in hand. Does that change how we play? Not really. No stick there. Now there's stick. Yep, another Infernal Grasp on the way. Okay. Could have been a reason to play the Tyrant instead. Nothing. Again. Let's get the Tyrant down this time. What do we want to scry our way to? We don't need the 6th land imminently. I think we would just take more creatures. Could also just take out the Bloodcaster. I think we'll do it here instead. I like a good scry. I think we'll just put land to the bottom. As long as we keep hitting creatures. Yeah, we can use you next turn. That's alright, that's alright. Get in there for 4. Opponent takes their chump block, okay. Deadly Dispute, alright, alright. That's fine. Draw 2, treasure acquired. Play the region anyway. See if they blood on the snow here. Would be unfortunate, but we could try to scry our way to land and go Inferno off the top. 6 mana available. Is it either Meathook Massacre or... It's not, it's not. Alright, they have to dig for another turn. It's pretty good for us. I think we would take land off the top here. Definitely. Curse My Witch comes down. Cannot block the flyers. What else you got? 4 mana left. Fellslinger comes down. Okay, that's going to drop their life total even lower. Sacks the Witch. 1 mana left. We're in a great spot here. If we can scry our way to land, should be golden. Opponent thinking about what to grab here. Okay, and they decide. Let's go get some land. No, I do not want to discard. Decline. It's not a land. It is good, but land is victory off the top. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Didn't hit it. Didn't hit it. Very sad. Very sad. What else can we do? That's pretty much it. Well, a little bit of an unfortunate outcome there. But this guarantees an Inferno next turn. Decline. That's alright. Almost guaranteed win here. What would they have to do? Meathook Massacre would cause them to go up 3. I think that's okay. Not sure they can escape this one. They're no longer Meathook Massacring. Not sure what else they could do here. Bloodcaster comes down. Another blocker. Still not enough. I believe that's game. Attack comes through. No blocks. Take 3. All right, that should be game. Inferno comes down. Don't need to discard the hand. All right, we'll take it. A win in the books, a win in the books. If you liked that video, click on one of these 2 next. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am Dr. Ruckus, and I'll catch you next time.